Hey, everybody, welcome to the Go to War podcast. This is your host, John Paramore, not with the co-host, Adam Smith, today. He is out on some crazy reconnaissance mission or something. So, hey, I want to run through the homework with you guys today. I got something for you today that I think is going to help you a lot, but let me run through the homework real quick. You guys know this is not a paid podcast. We do not have any sponsors. We do not accept money. We do this specifically to get you guys the wisdom and knowledge that you need to keep building and expanding your life and business. And this is me taking 22 years plus of business, entrepreneurship, and just general life and giving them to you in this podcast. Okay, number two, you guys know that from time to time, well, all the time, we use a little bit of salty language on this podcast. And if that's something that bothers you, we're going to ask you guys to leave now. Okay, so that being said, I want to go over something with you guys. I look back in all the podcasts that I've done before, and I wanted to see if I had covered this with you guys, and lo and behold, I had not. But I want to go over it with you guys today and get this into your hands, because I think there are a lot of you, especially in kind of the world that we're living in right now, and in the space that a lot of you are functioning in right now, is you're trying to find. I think the best term would be balance, right? You're also trying to find some sense or level of peace and all the chaos that is going on. And you're also trying to figure out, like, you know, you're hearing words thrown around like recession. You're hearing words thrown around like inflation. And those things may or may not be very real to you. I think a lot of people are feeling it. But I want to give you a couple of things that I think are really going to help you in this space. Number one, it's going to give you a very clear understanding of where to put your time and where to not put your time, right? I think with all the distractions and everything that's going on, it's really easy to spend a lot of time on social media, in the news, reading things, consuming things, so on and so on. But I want to get you guys something in your hand that I know is going to help you a lot, and it's really going to help you focus more. And it's going to give you a sense of clarity that likely you've been looking for. And I want to tell you a couple things, right? I've been through this would if it goes the way they say it will go, this would be like what I would label as like maybe my third major life event inside of my 44 years of life, right? So if you think about, you guys could go back and look at the 2008, 2009 housing market crash. You guys could look at 2020 and all the COVID stuff that's happened since then. And then you sprinkle in a recession, quote unquote, a recession and or hyperinflation. These are all most people are not going to go with us through a singular one of those in their life, or maybe they go through one of those types of events in their life. This would be what I would label as like the third significant event that causes a pivot inside of my life in a relatively short period of time, right? So I went through the first roughly 10 years of my business life with no real major hiccups, nothing disastrous, anything like that, pretty smooth. Get into 2008, 2009. Again, the home market crashes, all that stuff happens. You guys know that story. I don't need to share it with you. And then 2020, and now what we're going through in 2022. Now, Here's what there are two people that tend to emerge in these types of situations. You're going to have the people that fear consumes them. They live in a fearful lifestyle. Their mind is focused on the negative and all the things that are going wrong, all the things that could or might happen to them, all the things that they hope don't happen. And they use words like, I really don't have control of these situations. I'm not really sure what to do. I haven't prepared much. I don't really have a plan. I'm only making so much money. I'm in a desperate situation. Like, this is the mindset that they're in, right? And they begin to recoil. They begin to pull back and go into a saving mode. And everything that they buy going forward, they're very strategic on, because they don't have excess income or an overabundance of income, right? So that's one group of people. There's another group of people that looks at situations like this as potential opportunities. And what I mean by that is not potential opportunities to take advantage of other people's losses. They're potential opportunities when other people are pulling back and they're living in the world of fear or scarcity. These types of people move forward, they advance, they become aggressive, and they're not necessarily spending their money willy-nilly. They're spending their money in a very targeted approach. They're looking at opportunities, businesses. They're looking at opportunities like real estate. They're looking at just about any opportunity that opens up where the market overall starts to pull back in fear. They start to advance forward, right? And so I'm going to tell you where that comes from, and then I'm going to give you I don't know if you could call it. I'm just going to say it worked for me. It's worked for me in all these different situations. I wish somebody would have walked me through it quicker, but I'm going to give it to you guys today because I think I know it's something that helps our clients on a regular basis. Anytime they go through a large amount of adversity, they go deeper into this work, and this work produces dramatic results, right? Because they're moving forward and advancing and going deeper into the things, and their sense of focus is getting greater. So here's what I want you to know. Number one, for those of you that are in the space of panic, or those of you who are in the space of fear, or those of you who are in the space of regression, the reality is if you will pay attention and use this time to learn, to make your skills better, to advance your wisdom or your knowledge in a specific thing while all this is going on, it opens up an opportunity for you to, number one, make more money, and number two, learn something that can't be taken from you if something like this were to occur again. That's the greatest thing that I figured out and learned early on when I went through the housing market crash in 2009, 2010, around that time frame, was that the skills that I had up until that moment never left. And when I went through that phase of my life and focused on learning and getting deeper into the skills that I already had, the next time something showed up, which happened to be COVID, was when we were able to pivot, see it for what it was, and pivot really, really quickly, while that was the first major thing that most people were feeling, and then they're all recoiling and going backward. And then you see them, losing at a large level, businesses getting shut down, them living in a panic state. It's because they hadn't practiced or prepared for the adversity that came at them in that moment, right? So here's what I want to give you. And listen, it doesn't have to just be a catastrophic or chaotic time of life where you start investing in what I'm about to give to you. You can do this at any point in time. But what I will tell you is to avoid looking for the perfect time to do this, because there's no such thing. I don't care if you're a parent and you have kids. I don't care if you're a husband and you're married, or a wife and you're married, and you say to yourself, well, when the weather is perfect and the time is right, that's when I'm going to start doing what John went over with us today. No, actually, the best time to start doing it is when shit sucks, because it's going to dramatically enhance and dramatically dial you in to a whole other self of you that you might not have known even existed, okay? So here's what this looks like. We essentially, and I have called it many things over the years, but what we've settled on and what works best is what we call the 2x4 method, okay? So in what is known as your life, there are four main areas where you can focus your time and energy every single day and get a ridiculous amount of confidence back. And if you already have a pretty heightened sense of confidence, this will dramatically increase it from where you are right now. So I'm going to go through that here in just a second. There's four major components where you're going to need to put your focus and energy every single day. Also, inside of the business side, there are four major components that if you put your energy in every single day, they will dramatically increase where you are in your business. They will dramatically, if you're already doing well, they will help you do much, much better. Okay, that's why we call them the 2x4. These things apply in two areas, your personal life and your business life, and there's four sections in each area. Okay, so check this out. You guys got to focus every single day on some level in your health and fitness. You have to focus every single day on some level in your health and fitness. Now, if you've been sedentary for a long time or just been sitting around and doing nothing, and maybe you were fit before, but you're not now. Maybe work has taken your focus away, maybe because you're in that fear type of mindset, your lifestyle, you've just kind of let things go a little bit because you're afraid and scared and whatever the case may be, right? If you focus some time and energy every single day, I don't care if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever that is, you got to start somewhere and focus on where you are and start from that spot, but move your ass for a little while every single day. And I'm not talking about go cut the grass. I'm not talking about, walking around the house or walking around your office or whatever. I'm talking about focused, intentional action. That means go get on a treadmill for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Go outside and go for a walk for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. During this time, put your device away. Put your device away. Okay, you're going to want to be tempted, just like a lot of people out there, to take photos of yourself working out and whatever. This is a time for you to put your device away and actually get some time back for you. This is a time for you to think about things, to get some clarity about things, and to get your life in order just a little bit. Okay, on the same level of your fitness side of walking around, doing some physical activity, take one area out of your life where you're feeding your body poorly. Okay, I don't care if it's consumption of sugar, soda, energy drinks, smoking. It could be alcohol. It could be drug use. There's a million things that it could be. But take the one thing that you feel like is a vice. It's got a grip on you, and start to weed that thing out of your life. Why? Because this will give you a tremendous sense of accomplishment and a tremendous sense of confidence that you can take the things in your life that are not serving you well and slowly weed them out. Okay? So imagine what you and your health could look like in as short a period as 30, 60, 90 days if you just go from maybe working out 2 days a week to working out every single day. I don't care if it's a walk, a run, a jog, a lift, a whatever. I'm not specific in that. I'm just saying you focus that energy doing it every single day with consistency and discipline for the next 30 days. Try the next 30 days, okay? And if you make it 30 days, don't stop and self-sabotage and mess up all. Keep going. But 30 days needs to be your first benchmark, okay? Same thing with the diet side of it. And I hate the word diet, but let's think about the thing that could be robbing you of energy or that has a vice on your life that's got a real grip on you that you start to weed out over the next 30 days. Take out a couple. If you're somebody who drinks soda all day, break that shit down to like one a day. And then eventually get yourself to the point where you need no soda a day, right? So it could, again, soda, sugar, any of that stuff, whatever you feel like you're kind of dependent on or you just can't go a day without, start to pull that stuff out, okay? Number 2, I want you guys to think about that we use the term self-development. Where are you working every single day to make yourself a little bit better? Are you, at the bare minimum, are you reading? Are you listening to a podcast? Are you listening to maybe a book on audio? Are you learning a new skill, trying to play the piano? Are you in maybe martial arts? Are you trying to play the guitar? Where are you working to better yourself as just a human being every day? Where are you working in self-development every single day? If you say to yourself, I'm not doing that stuff right now, I want you to think about something that you've been longing to do for a long time, but you've somehow convinced yourself that you don't have the time to do it. And I want you to start doing it. I want you to just pick one of those things, maybe for the next 30 days, start doing that thing consistently for the next 30 or so days, okay? Then I want you to really get deep into, the third one is going to be, I want you to think about the spirituality side of who you are as a human being, okay? I want you to think about, just in general, the spirituality side of who you are, okay? And what I mean by that is, I want you to think about like the last time, I don't care how you summarize this, right? It could be meditation, it could be prayer, it could be a number of things, right? So what I'm after is I want you to just get some time alone with yourself every single day for 10 to 15 minutes every single day, where you're away from your device, where you're away from TV, where you're away from other people, and you're either talking to God or you're working on mind control and spirit control. linking your mind and your spirit together so that those things are in tune with each other. This is crucial. Okay. Some people call this grounding. That's definitely one way to do it. But this spiritual side of who you are as a human has to be intact. Okay. And the fourth one is the relationships in your life. The relationships in your life. I don't care if it's with your spouse, with your kids, with your friends, with people outside of that. I want you to think about sending out 2 text messages of appreciation to people in your life every single day. What I've found when I do this religiously is that it's hard to have a bad attitude when I'm expressing gratitude. So when I feel myself get into kind of a shit mood, or I feel myself kind of wandering off, and I get back to texting and putting the text message of appreciation back out, what I find is it's really, really difficult to think negative thoughts and be in a negative headspace and at the same time share appreciation out to other people. Okay? So those are the 4 places to focus on inside of your life: your health and fitness, your self-development, your spirituality, and your relationships. Now let's talk about the business side. Okay? And I don't care if you're an employee or you're an employer or whatever you have going on inside of your world of business. This is 100% applicable to you, because just because you have a specific job title or responsibility does not mean that you don't also have the ability to go learn new skills. That if you put yourself into a box and you just put yourself in that box and you say, this is all I'm going to do, this is what I was meant to do, but you don't ever push yourself outside of that box to learn new skills or to understand how certain things work or whatever the case, you're limiting yourself, right? Which is likely why you're feeling some of this scarcity mindset, because you've created limitations, blockades, boxes, whatever, and now you can't get out of it. And now you're kind of just stuck. So here are the 4 places I want you to focus on inside of the business side of your life. Okay, the first one is marketing. When I talk about marketing, there's 2 sides to marketing. There's branding and lead gen. Okay, so think about how you can create your own personal brand. And you might say to yourself, well, John, nobody's interested in the shit that I do every single day. There are fucking human beings, adult human beings, playing with fucking dolls on YouTube, making millions of dollars, and my youngest daughter watches them and laughs her ass off. And they're adults playing with tiny little fucking dolls on YouTube, and people watch it, millions of people watch it, and they make millions of dollars from playing with little dolls. Oh, and by the way, there are kids who actually open toys and give you reviews about toys that make millions of dollars from giving reviews about toys. So don't tell me that you don't have shit that's interesting that you could. I literally watched a video of a guy go viral this morning. Guy I know had a viral video this morning of him making fucking eggs in a microwave. Making eggs in a microwave. You have interesting shit going on in your life at all times, and if you're not putting some of that stuff on video, and that's not a way for you to get to get your brand out there or who you are out there, and you're broke, and you're complaining that this is a recession and there's hyperinflation going, fuck you. You're not doing enough to help yourself. You got no one to blame but yourself. You're overcomplicating a very simple process, right? So if I just think about marketing, I'm not saying you got to go be a fucking Facebook ads wizard or YouTube wizard or Google wizard or this or that or whatever. I'm saying you could do real basic shit like put your fucking face in front of a camera and talk to people and have a little bit of energy and try some fun shit and see what happens and see if somebody actually gives a shit, right? Now, you're saying to yourself, well, I could be a goofy dumbass and I can put that on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and somebody might watch it and I might get a lot of likes from it, but I can't really deposit likes. That's real. So you also have to understand how to monetize it. Once you start getting the views, what are you going to do with it, right? I don't care. Listen, real talk. There's websites out there where you could go buy an e-com store for like pennies on the dollar. And if you get some traction and people pay attention to who you are, you could literally at the end of the video send their asses to your e-com store to buy some goofy ass shit. I looked at an e-com store a couple of days ago that was selling lighters. The dude has no inventory. Everything is drop shit for him. And he's selling this e-com store for, guess what? $1.2 million. So I'm telling you right now, it's not an issue of, I don't know marketing, I don't know Facebook ads, If you would just say, you know what I'm interested in? I'm interested in learning about e-com, so I'm going to go e-com. I'm going to go watch every fucking e-com video that I possibly can. I'm going to combine that with my self-development work that John was talking about earlier. I'm going to watch how to build an e-com store, which takes honestly about 3 hours. And then I'm going to learn how to sell some kind of fucking weird widget on e-com store while I'm building up my personal brand, fucking around on TikTok. God is my witness. I'm watching my 14-year-old daughter do stuff like this all the time. Okay? So it's not complicated for you as an adult. You have to sit around and stop fucking feeling sorry for yourself and your pity party about the inflation and whatever fuck else you want to say is going on. And you got to apply yourself a little bit. Okay? So that's the branding side of the marketing. Let's talk about lead gen. Lead gen is very similar. If you you will just take what's in your mind and write it out and tell a story behind it. Take an experience that you had at the fucking grocery store or Target or whatever and share the experience and splice it in with a little bit of fucking knowledge. There's going to be people that want to hear from you and want to know more about what you do. And I guarantee you, there's going to be someone out there that's willing to pay you for some help, because we all, at this stage of our lives, if you're over the age of 20 years old, you have some kind of fucking skill set, unless you're a deadbeat piece of shit that lives in his fucking mom's basement. But even still, some of those fuckers are crazy enough to have people watch them play fucking Nintendo on YouTube and monetize that shit and make money. So you have no fucking excuses as far as I'm concerned, as far as the marketing space goes, okay? So invest a little time in your marketing, branding and or lead gen. Second, sales. Okay. Well, John, I'm a bookkeeper, finance director. I don't really know anything about sales. Fuck off. You can go watch a video too on YouTube that'll literally give you step-by-step instructions on how to sell something. Literally give you step-by-step instructions on how to sell something. There are little kids that don't know shit about shit, go set up a lemonade stand on a Saturday afternoon and sell lemonade. I think the problem isn't that you don't have the skill or you can't learn the skill. It's an unwillingness to fucking do whatever it takes to make your life thrive. That's what it is. Okay. This is just a method that I know works, but it actually takes a little bit of willingness and a little bit of desire to go out. Instead of being a victim and whining about all the shit, you actually have to go do something about it. That's the key, right? Okay. So let's talk about, that's marketing and sales. Let's talk about the third one. The third one is operations, okay? So once I'm able to generate some leads and I'm able to generate some sales, now I got to make sure that whatever I sold is properly fulfilled. There's a pipeline or a process that the thing goes through. Think about it like a conveyor belt, okay? It starts as a lead. It rolls through the conveyor belt. You have to box up the widget. You got to put a mail or some kind of envelope. You got to put it in a box. You got to put a label on it, you got to stick it in the mailbox, and you got to get it out to somebody, right? I don't give a shit what you're doing. The processes are all similar. I start with a lead, I get clear on what somebody wants, I pick up a check, I get a payment, I put the thing on their house, or I do the da-da-da. That, at the end of the day, it's just a delivery. That's what it is. It's making sure seamlessly, internally, the delivery is there, the fulfillment is there, the experience that they go through is great. That's all it is, okay? And then the fourth one is hiring and recruiting. Now, if you're in a position where you're just now learning to get your business off the ground, you might not be in a hiring and recruiting space. But I hear this shit so much nowadays. Well, I would really love to grow my business right now, but I just can't find people that want to work. I have no tolerance for that shit. None. Because they're out there. But there's something that's going on inside of your world that's causing you're not attracting the right people. So maybe you need more clarity. Maybe you need to get clear on your core values, mission statement, vision statement. Get clear on who you are and what you're going to be and the type of person you're trying to attract. Get clear on your weaknesses and line up with people who actually have the strengths that are your weaknesses. You just got to stop overcomplicating the shit. So let me summarize this and just break it down, okay? The 2x4 method works like this. You got to invest a little bit in your health every single day. You got to invest a little bit in your self-development every single day. You got to invest in your spirituality every single day. Remember, I told you, I don't care if that's prayer. I don't care if that's meditation. That's all about you getting grounded at the soul and the brain level. Get those things intact with each other. Get your heart in the right space and allow your heart to guide you so you can begin to trust yourself and trust your gut and all that good stuff. And then the last one is you have to invest in your relationships every single day. Part 2 is I got to do a little bit every single day in the world of marketing. I got to learn a new skill. I got to focus on branding myself a little better or my business a little bit better. I got to focus on generating some leads every single day. Second part of this is I got to sell something. I actually have to get something sold. I got to find something that people give a shit about, and I got to get something sold. The third one is the operation side, making sure that whatever I sell goes through a nice, calm, seamless, non-chaotic process that gives the customer a really great experience and delivers a really great product at the end. And then the fourth one is I got to focus on my hiring and recruiting. Okay, so what I will tell you is with all the distractions out there, most of the time when I come in contact nowadays, right now, in this period, with a struggling business owner, the number one reason why they're struggling is they're focusing on the wrong shit. They're completely focused on the wrong shit. They'll say things to me like, dude, I had a TikTok video yesterday go viral. I got a bunch of likes, but I don't really know what to do with that. Like, great. Okay. Is TikTok the best use of your time right now? Or would it make more sense in this day and age based on what you do to actually go talk to fucking people? Would it make more sense to maybe generate some relationships where those people could actually connect to you? You could have a real conversation and they might actually buy a product from you. Or do you want to connect to a bunch of people on TikTok who don't fucking know you, don't know your brand, just liking your video because they're also sedated as fuck. And so what they're doing is scrolling and they're liking your shit, but they're broke as fuck too. And they got no intent of buying your shit. None. So where do you want to put your attention? Now, I'm not saying that's everybody. There might be people who actually have that stuff completely dialed in. They understand the metrics. They understand they're aiming toward the right audience. They understand conversion rates and all that fun stuff. And they're like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to keep going viral on TikTok because we're monetizing the shit out of it. All in. Go all in with that shit if that's the case. But if you're just posting videos and to post videos for fuck's sake just to get likes and high fives and ass slaps, you can't deposit that shit. That's not going to help you. Okay, so now is not the time to be fucking around with that if you don't know exactly what you're doing with it and you're getting something from it. Okay, so just understand what I'm saying to you. Okay, but the main thing is the business owners that I talk to the most, like I was saying, they have lost focus. They've just lost focus. But if they would ask themselves this question: where am I weak? Where am I exposed? Where am I inefficient? If I think about those things, if I look at my marketing and I go, okay, shit, I'm not generating leads at will, got to focus there. I'm not generating sales at will, got to focus there. My operation sucks and my fulfillment's not that great, got to focus there. I don't have the best people and the best situations and the best particular things, I got to focus there. Flip, go over to the other side. Health and fitness is probably a 6 out of 10. Fuck, got to focus there. Look at my self-development side. Well, I'm not really doing a whole lot of self-development. I'm not reading or learning a new skill. I'm actually just fucking off. I'm scrolling Facebook and jacking around more than I'm actually putting in some time on myself. Fuck, I got to focus there. If I look at my spirituality, I don't really do a whole lot there. I don't really like church. I don't really like excuse. That's all bullshit. Okay. Really, seriously, look at the spirituality side of it. Are you honing yourself in? Are you meditating, praying, whatever, spending some time alone? Are you always on a device? Are you always trying to look for that next hit of dopamine? Calm the fuck down, sit in a chair outside, go get in tune with nature, let the fucking deer walk around you, get a couple spider bites and shit like that. Like, get back into fucking manning up a little bit, okay? And then the very last one, spending time away from your devices, connecting to people. Fuck, connect to people. Have conversations with real people. Like, I can't express how much that shit is going away. You gotta stay connected to people. Stay connected to your kids, especially. Stay connected to your spouse, especially. Stay connected to your friends, if they're fucking good friends and they're not trying to suck you down the rabbit hole of being on devices and fucking video games and weird shit, right? Okay, so this is the method. This is the method. If you guys will just focus on this for the next 30 days, I would like for you to focus on it for the next 30, 60, 90 days, but I'm not going to ask a whole lot here. I'm just saying, Get refocused and focus on this for the next 30 days. The 2x4 method will set you guys free. It will put you on a whole different playing field, because while everybody else is jacking around in the world of distractions and chaos and the world is ending and all these things are happening and blah, 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 this is the time for you to get lights out, razor focused, and double down on you and get your fucking mind right and go to work.